Guess who's back, baby? That's right. I'm back. Big Al's back here on the Fighting's Final. It's been a little while, everybody. Sorry I've been MIA, but I'm back today. Today doing a special Wednesday afternoon episode. I know the game ended a little while ago, but yeah, life gets in the way. But here we are right now. Phillies win 7-2 and win the series. Don't call it a comeback, but things trending in the right direction, hopefully, for your Fightings. Not getting excited. I'm being kind of facetious and silly with the idea of the whole them being back, but some things we could talk about to grow on. Still a lot of problems to worry about. Speaking of bringing some fresh blood in here, I mean, it has to happen. Some guys are kind of trying to turn a corner, at least for the moment. Seen a lot of hits here from guys who've been, let's be honest, cold as ice. But ultimately, again, small victories can start to add up to big moments. You know, they get fleeced by not fleeced, but they get beat by the Pirates, beat by the Jays. But then they go win a series 2-3 against one of the better teams in baseball right now in the Chicago Cubs. So this is your Philadelphia Phillies right now. A conundrum wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in a mystery, and just really hard to swallow right now. But at the very least, we can take away, hopefully, again, the winds of change that this team needs. I'm not getting ahead of myself, and I know anybody jumps on here, they're going to be roasting me. I know some people have probably been waiting it for. I haven't been around a little bit, so they haven't been able to do it. But a 7-2 victory, a series win. You're still 39-29. You have to take your victories where you can right now. But there's still a lot of things to work out with this team. So I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'm just taking the moment in and enjoying it. Because, I mean, of course, it has to be during the Wednesday afternoon game when most people are working, that your Phillies look like the Phillies we know they can be. Look like the Phillies that they were when they were on that 9-1 streak, and then they went to a 1-9 streak. So they are inconsistent at best. But it's like, again, I understand why there's frustrations with people with this team. I understand why people just don't get behind them 1,000% because of games like yesterday. Just the bullpen has still got a lot of questions. I saw an old face up there, a young new old face, and Mercado closing out the game. You know, are they trying? Are they trying to better this bullpen by within first? We'll find out. Time will tell. But let's take, like I said, let's take it for what it's worth right now. Again, your Phillies win the series 3-2, or 2 out of 3. They win today 7-2, and it was a very convincing fashion. And one of the biggest takeaways from today was Jesus Luzardo. Let's talk about him for a moment. Luzardo, you know, let's be honest, a lot of people thought, you know, he was a flash in the pan, and then he really couldn't get it together the last couple of games. Came back on a nice warm June afternoon and held his own. I mean, more than held his own. 5 hits allowed him hold the whole 6 innings. 5 hits, 1 run earned. That's it. With 10 strikeouts. This was the Jesus Luzardo we saw start the season. So, you know, part of it was, oh my God, is the starting pitching falling apart? You know, Zach Wheeler got shelled recently. Not shelled, but just a bad game. And Aaron Nola's question marks continue. We're hearing rib, not fractures, but rib stresses or whatever they call it. So pretty much and with the ribs, with the throwing motion, the way he throws, that could be a while. That could be the rest of the season. And he really has to work with that. Yesterday, Mick Abel kind of had a real taste of the majors for the first time. So that's, I'm not really upset about that. But, you know, everybody needs their little moment, you know, coming to Jesus moment. You know, you're in the bigs now. And I guess we got a little bit from Mick Abel. Steve checking in here. What's up, Big Al? Did you see the before and after of him tipping and not tipping his pitches? He looked good today. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like, these guys get, just like batters, like how many times Do you hear baseball players like batters at the plate? They're like Nick Castellanos was notorious for just swinging at everything, just swinging away at everything, and just wailing and trying to destroy the ball instead of just putting the ball in play. Just different things like that. I mean, pitchers do the same thing. They get into Jordan Romano, Romano, however you freaking say his name. I mean, he was. They made some adjustments. I mean, he hasn't been perfect, but he's been a lot better than what we thought he was going to be. I mean, we were all ready to walk him right out of here. So, yeah, I mean, definitely when you get into bad habits, especially pitchers, and pitchers are even worse. I mean, but in some ways, I mean, because you're facing all the batters and they go back and talk to each other and go, hey, by the way, the guy's doing this. Every time he's throwing a fastball down the middle, he's doing this, he's doing that. So that is something that is a big problem. And that's why you need pitching coaches like Caleb Copton. I mean, you need guys like him to like, baby, yo, dude, what are you doing here? You're doing this, and we're noticing it. You know, it might take them a day or a game or two to notice it, or a game or two to get out of it. But these are little things that good coaching can do, and hopefully they continue to do it. I'll be interesting how Abel bounces back from yesterday in his next start. It'll tell us a lot about what he's made of and ready for. Yeah, I mean, one of the big things Nick Abel's kind of was on his shoulders in the minors, coming up from the minors, was his walk ratio. And we saw a little bit of that last night. A lot of 3-0 pitches, 3-0 counts from him last night, which wasn't his forte up until this game. Maybe it was knowing he was going up against a better team. Maybe, getting too comfortable, whatever it is. You're right, Steve. It will be a big test of who he is as a player, and if this can, if he bounces back from it, because we really going to need him. Because I really am getting a little leery about Aaron Nola, because these are the kind of injuries that linger throughout the year. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people say, hopefully Mick continues to do a good job. But a lot of people are like put a lot of that Andrew Painter basket. I'm not ready to do that. I know he didn't have a great outing in his most recent one. The man hasn't gone 5 innings in his whole career, and he's coming back from Tommy John. I don't want to see them put him out there and get him hurt more just because we think we need him. So that's a little bit of a question mark right now. Like I said, people were putting too much in that Mick Abel basket. Lazard came in for Luzardo. 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run. And that would be all their runs earned between him and Luzardo, with a strikeout. And Mercado came in and just, except for 1 walk, took the rest of the team out. 1, 2, 3, or not 1, 2, 3, but 4 batters, 3 outs. And the game was over. Good for Mercado, be able to close it out. 9 innings, 8 hits scattered across 9 innings. 2 runs, both of them earned, 1 walk only. And that's a good thing, the 1 walk ratio. And 11 strikeouts, 10 of them coming from Jesus Luzardo. So, like I said, he's taking the little victories out of here. So hopefully that's something they can bounce back from. Good series win. Mikey P, how you doing, buddy? It's good to talk to you again. Yeah, it was a good series win. I mean, it's something that this, not just the team, but this fan base needed. I mean, it like right when I haven't been back since, because I couldn't do last Friday. I was out taking care of some stuff. This is when the Phillies started to fall apart. Maybe it was me they were missing. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But this little things, Jesus Luzardo, they didn't have to go deep into any part of the bullpen, giving those guys a little rest. The hits, we're going to talk about that again. Some guys really coming out of there. And Mike's saying it, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I mean, a win is a win, we always say, but everybody puts a lot of, they beat up on the crap teams. Well, they just lost to some crap teams. And they just beat one of the better teams in baseball. So, you got to give the due where the due is. Again, I'm not sitting there going, this is the best team in baseball right now. And they're not. They're absolutely not. And you have every right to be frustrated with this team due to those inconsistencies. But overall, be happy with today's outcome. Be happy with today's a series victory. We needed it. Again, you got to win today. You got a series victory. You got one of the better teams in Major League Baseball, the Cubs, who have some really good guys who just can get up there and tear a pitcher apart. We've seen it. So and Luzardo looking like Luzardo we saw. So hopefully the last couple starts were flashes in the pan for him. Hopefully, thank God, that'd be great. But let's talk about some of the guys here at the bats. I mean, some guys have taken a lot of flack from fans such as myself. Trey Turner, he was 3 for 2 today. Or I'm sorry, 3 for two hits on 3 at bats. He had a walk and he scored 2 runs. So another staying above 300 at 303. Kyle Schwarber, man, that's a big one today. Kyle Schwarber just seemed like everybody else, like this team, just in a funk. Looked like he couldn't hit a home run of his life, depending on it. And he blasted one to right center field, just knocked the cover off it. 430 plus, I think it was, total. So he was 1 for 3, scored 2 runs, as well as an RBI and a walk and a strikeout. Alec Bohm, here's another one who really is bringing up. He's got a 283 batting average. Says a lot about what he's been doing. I think he's been like on base in the last, like 27 out of 32 games, 33 games, something like that. Like it's good to see him doing that. I mean, if Alec Bohm just learned not to worry about being a power hitter, now knowing that saying what he hit a home run today, but if Alec Bohm just learned to be a contact guy, spray the ball around the field, I think his career could be a lot better. Ultimately, but he was 2 for 4 with 1 run scored, 4 RBIs today. 4 RBIs. Yes, you heard me correct. 4 RBI day for Alec Bohm. So he got the one with the ground out. Scored Trey Turner. Scored Trey Turner in the first. And then we're going to talk about this guy in a minute, but Max Kepler. JT Realmuto had some scoring done. Of course, like I was just talking about Kyle Schwarber. But Alec Bohm had that 2-run single where he scored Otto Kemp and Trey Turner again. And then, of course, the 1 home run, the solo shot to make it 7-1. But, big day for Alec Bohm. And now the other guys we talked about, Turner, Schwarber, going right down the line. Castellanos, talk about a hair, right? I mean, the thin paper line between not a home run and a home run. Monty's corner, there is a railing that goes across and goes up towards the pen where the ivy is. And it's cut open like this. Okay. His triple that he had, which by the way, he had a triple today, which was awesome to say. He was robbed from a home run probably by, an inch or 2 tops. Like, I don't even think that. It hit off the corner, bounced forward. Rick creamed back onto the field. He got it into a triple. They reviewed it for a little bit, thought it may be a home run, but I mean, it was by the skin of his teeth. But that was a triple. I mean, it didn't hit over the railing, didn't bounce off somebody's hands or bounce off out of the seating back into this field. But I mean, that's a game of inches right there for your fighting Phils and Nick Castellanos. Max Kepler. 1 for 3 tonight, 1 run scored, an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. I need to see more from him before I pop the champagne on that one. But it was good to see. He needed it just as much as everybody else. JT Realmuto, he was 1 for 4 with an RBI and a strikeout. So that coming through when time needed, scored Max Kepler, and that was at the bottom of the first. I think it was the bottom of the first. Yeah. That was the 3rd run they scored. Yep. And then Stott was 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Not what we were looking for. Not bad as he's been. It's good to see. Otto Kemp was 1 for 4 with a run scored and a strikeout. He's batting currently at 222 because, slow start, but small sample size on him. Played first base today, too, by the way. Johan Rojas. 0 for 4 today with a strikeout, giving you 7 runs, 10 hits, 7 runs scored, all earned, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts at 33 at-bats against the Cubbies, who had 2 runs scored off of 8 hits, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts. So it's a building block, hopefully a building into the right direction. I mean, again, if you're going to roast these guys about the Pirates and losing to the Pirates and they're a bad team, and it's funny, in this fan base, you can lose to the Pirates and win to the Pirates and feel just about the same at the same time. Things starting to come together. Hopefully, Mike, hopefully, I like the picture of you and Crucky, by the way. I think that's awesome. That was at Dolan's. That was a great time. Yeah. Starting to come together. I mean, it's all about building blocks with baseball. You win a series, you win a game, you win a series against a good team. So, like, you have to give them credit. I'm not sitting there, pop the champagne, World Series, here we come. I'm not telling you that they don't need to make moves. They need to make a lot of moves. But they're moves that can be made. I think that's the ultimate takeaway from any of this. Like, can they bring up Justin Crawford anytime soon? God, for the love of God, you brought up Otto Kemp. I thought he'd be the last one brought up, but brought up Otto Kemp. You have Mick Abel up. Can we please bring Justin Crawford up for the love of God? We'll find out. Time will tell. I mean, Johan Rojas. Let's go. He's 0 for 4. Come on. Is he a defensive liability? Because I don't think so. I would love to see him out there. Give him a shot. I mean, send somebody else down. Send Weston Wilson down. Just let him go back down. Put Weston Wilson back down there and bring up Justin Crawford. I would love to see that. But that's so the Phillies scored 7 runs with 10 hits, only 1 error today, as well as against the Cubbies, 2 runs off of 8 hits, no errors for them. In the 7-2 final series win against the Cubs. Big day. Phillies need this. Phillies fans need this. Phillies nation needed this. Just a big old sigh of just at least for today, relief. Okay, all right, they can get out of this. Still no Bryce Harper, like I said. So it's small victories, man. My son is in the championship today in 45 minutes. The only thing that matters today. Hey, man, that's awesome. Listen, I tell these kids, I don't care if you're 6, 7, 8, 16, 18, whatever. Championship, you can go your whole life without even sniffing a championship at any level. Take it. I've won championships in baseball and football in grade school and high school. I've run, I've coached championships in baseball and in football. There's nothing like it. These are things you'll remember. I still talk to guys I won the championship with in high school to this day, and it's still things that we bring up. Hey, remember that time I played? Blah, blah, blah. It's something weird. So, congratulations to them just to making this far. It's awesome dad moment, by the way, Nooms. Very good. Please, if you message me directly if you want to, I would love to know how it turned out. Give me some details. Is it baseball, I'm guessing? And what positions is he playing, all that stuff? Youngest on his majors team. Oh, wow. Really? Got an athlete, Nooms. Good for you, man. That's amazing. Like, again, that's just something I always tell people. Cherish, like, maybe that's also maybe why I look at like these Phillies, like people get on me, about being optimistic. Some people call them excuses. I call them optimisms. But it is, these are the moments. Things, maybe not all teams are just juggernauts through the whole season and win the championship. Doesn't often happen that way. But I'm glad to see that he's really growing, and it's a fun time as a parent as much as it is as a player and a coach. So enjoy it, Nooms. Really enjoy it. So guys, let's take a trip. Oh no, let's take a ride down the old Broad Street bottom line here. All right, this Broad Street bottom line is brought to you by tonight's Final Word with Matty B. I'm sure he'll have plenty to say about hearing me back here today, breaking my stones. But hey, it's the Final Word, according to Matty B. Sunday through Thursdays at 10 p.m. with Mr. Positive himself, Matty B. Matt Bernardchik. Don't forget on Fridays at 10:30, you got the wraparound with Pat Bernard. The flip-flops will be out flying. And also Pat's on with Steve Finentes on the attacking third on Thursdays. So check it out. Pat and Steve breaking down all the MLS action of the Philadelphia Union. And, of course, Sundays with Pat and Mike on PM in the AM. And, of course, myself. And I'll be back this Sunday as well. Looking forward to hanging out with these two knuckleheads as always. But the Broad Street bottom line, right? Bottom line is, like I've been saying it since again, they won. They won the series. They won the game. The hits have been coming back. That's all positives across the board in my eyes. You know what I mean? This is where you can complain all you want and say, oh, they still suck. And maybe they do. But to build a team, to move forward into the future, it has to be, you have to build on something. This is the moment. Joe Hal popping in here. Good win, absolutely, bud. Who's the next Phillies player to get caught up besides Crawford? I don't know, man. I hopefully some pitching help that can actually pitch. That'd be wonderful. He's finally keeping his hands back. Of course, it took the others to tell him because, I don't know shit. Yeah, listen, man. It starts with Homer. How when you get a chance, respond back. How old is the kid? I would love to know. Yeah, the parents don't know anything. We're big dummies. We're just parents, man. I remember doing schoolwork with my daughter and like teaching her something like that. This is the right way. This is the right way. She's like, no, my teacher said this is the way. I'm like, well, your teacher is wrong. And then she had to like go the teacher tell her that she was doing it wrong and I was doing it right. So yeah, we're never right, dude. We're the parents. You get it. You were probably the same way with your parents at one point. But bottom line is it all starts somewhere. And wins are a great start. And winning series against the best teams in baseball are another great start. Stringing hits together are another great start. I mean, I think was it yesterday or the day before? I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Let me go back here. Yesterday, the Phillies had 10 hits. I mean, they only scored 4 runs. That's the bad part. And the day before that, they had 16 hits. So, I mean, you're building up. In 2 days, you had 26 hits. Plus today, you had 36. I mean, over 3 days. I mean, it's just stringing them together. Those 16, like those 16 hits, I think were like but all 13 of them were like singles, I think, or more. It could have been more. But again, you have to build someone. This is where it is. Guys got to start hitting again. And it would be nice to get Bryce Harper back into the lineup. Things like that. We got to see what happens. Nice win for the Phillies. Everyday Mets. Oh, man. Love the double steal in the first inning, I believe. Yeah, it's like I said. Listen, when you're struggling, okay, and that's what this team was in a slump. I mean, it's coming out. It's not fully out. It's kind of still in the slump. In my eyes, I'm not counting them out just yet, but it's definitely a big push forward out of the slump. You got to manufacture things. You got to spray the ball around, just bloop singles, broken bat, RBIs, double steals, suicide squeeze, whatever it is you got to do. You got to do. And that's the important part here. Like that's you got to push these things through and you got to get through them. And, again, small sample size, but, JT's been a little better at the bat. Alec Boehm definitely. Schwarber looking like he's getting hot in June again. It's everything's just a little at a time. That's all I can say is like take your victories, enjoy the day at least. We'll see what tomorrow or not tomorrow, I guess Friday, because that's the next game, will bring us. And we'll go from there. I mean, that's all we can do. Again, I'm not sitting back on my laurels and say this team needs nothing to do because this team needs a lot to do. But most teams do. We just have a lot of glaring holes. And we all listen, the Phillies are under a microscope with us. I guarantee Cubbies fans and Mets fans and everybody else can find areas that they think are worse than others. So it's just you got to see if they have it in-house and test the waters with some of these guys. And this is the time to do it. You're still you're up there pretty well. Let's look at the standings right now. I don't think they updated them yet. Well, it should be 39 and 29, but of course, Google did not update them just yet. So that's fine. It's okay. That's what they do, Google. 39 and 29, which would put us right now because the Mets are 43 and 24. So we're about 4.5 games out as of right this moment. So we got to hope the Mets start losing. But again, I'm not even chasing after they're playing the Nats, so that doesn't help. But chasing after the standings just yet. But it's going to come down to it because there's a lot of good teams out there. So it's going to be a tight race going down. So the winning of the series the winning of the division is going to be very important. So we'll find out. So let's do our next lap around the bases here. All right, we got a few finals today, which I'm surprised already at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Pirates beat the Marlins 5-2. Of course, the Phillies beat the Cubbies 7-2. Guardians put a shellacking on the Reds 11-2. The Braves beat the Brewers 6-2. The Blue Jays beat the Cardinals 5-2. The Diamondbacks beat the Mariners 5-2. And currently going on in the bottom of the sixth, the A versus A team, Athletics versus the Angels. 3-3 tied game. A doozy going out in San Diego. Dodgers and Padres in a divisional matchup. Top of the seventh, Dodgers are up 4-2. So keep your eye on that. If you're looking for some baseball to watch, that'd be probably a good game to keep your eye on. Today to still play, starting at 6:35. Tigers are taking on the Orioles in Baltimore. 6:35. Man, they even start earlier than the Phillies. Mets take on the Nationals tonight in New York, 7:10. Sure, everybody will keeping their eye on that one. The Reds take the Rays head to Boston, take on the Red Sox for 7-10 start. The Yankees are out in Kansas City for a 7:40 start. Apparently, I think it was a Judge knocked the ball out of the park. Third longest home run. It's funny, he knocks the ball out of the park, like literally out of the park, and it's the third longest home run of the season. Let that settle in. Rangers are heading to Minnesota to take on the Twins at 7:40 start. White Sox are heading to Houston to take on the Astros 8-10. And the Giants take on the Rockies at 8:40 tonight. And that will be all your games tonight. And the Phillies will not be back in action until Friday. There's no games on baseball tomorrow, huh? Oh, no, there is. Sorry. There's only 8 games tomorrow. But the Phillies will be back in action for a 6:45 start against the Blue Jays. So we'll see how that goes. And again, I just want to go over the pitching matchups were real good today. Phillies did a good job of hitting up all the pitchers, which has been a problem. You know, they do real well in the beginning. You know, in the first inning, they score 3 runs. And how many of you thought that's it? Was what we're going to see for the rest of the game, and they're going to be down 4 or 5-3. And I'll be honest, I was in that boat. But 3 runs in the first, run in the third, 2 runs in the fourth, and a run in the seventh. So some crooked numbers up there, scattering more hits, scattering more runs, and that's what this team needs to do to be victorious. And they were with their series win and 7-2 win over the Cubbies. And that's about it, guys. Not much more to talk about. So another fighting final not until Friday. I believe I have that graphic here. That's wrong. I will not be on Friday. Me and Mike switched today. I believe. Yeah, me and Mike switched today. Or no, Steve. I forgot who I switched with today. Whoever it was. I think it was Mike. But it won't be me on Friday. I think it was Mike Laro. Saturday, Mike Laro again. And then Sundays with the Down on the Farm with Matty B for the Blue Jay series. Hopefully we see another series win and a continue of the offensive push for your fighting Phillies and continue good pitching. So that's also going to be super important for our Phillies. I want to see if they have the pitcher lined up for. Let's see if they have it lined up for Friday. It might be a little too early to tell. God, I really hate their website some days. They always put on like what's it called? It always brings you to the tickets. I don't want the tickets. I just want to see who's batting. So let's see, June 13th, Phillies, Blue Jays. Looks like Rangers up. So there you go. So whoever's got Friday will be seeing Ranger. And then let's see, Saturday, they got Sanchez slotted in and then Wheeler. So this could be a good weekend for the Phillies if the pitching continues and the bats continue to stay warm. And maybe you'll see another series win. Hopefully a sweep. We'll find out. But you got plenty of fighting finals. Plus, you have a lot more action here at the It's a Wrap Sports Network. So thank you guys for letting me join you today. I am Big Al with Phillies win 7-2, and we will see you next time.